Okay. All right.
Okay.
Guys, I'm really depressed. I'm really sad. This game was awful. I brought my boy Impeccable on here just to be emotional support and talk about this game. I'm quite miserable, if I say so myself. How you feeling?
Breathing, man. I ain't gonna say I feel like I'm went to a funeral, but it's like somebody. It's like it was your birthday and you had a birthday cake, and somebody like just slapped the birthday cake out of your hands. And it's like, why would you do that to me? It's my birthday. That's the best description of the feeling that I feel right now. I think that's an apt description for like how everybody feels. Tony Brothers ruined my birthday.
That's actually very accurate, dude. Thanks for the super chat, Kurt. The corgi doesn't lie. Spurs in 7. If you guys don't know what he's referring to, I think I might already have it saved on Twitter. Let me see. I think did I repost it? I would go to my likes, but I don't think you guys want to see all my likes or like F the Thunder, F the Thunder fans, F the refs, F everybody. Hold on, let me edit this. Oh, I feel so sick. I gotta change the record on my page. Let me save changes. Okay. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't save the corgi. Let's see. Corgi Spurs. There we go. Chatter's referring to this. The corgi got everything right before the series started. The Spurs win 4. Thunder win 5. Spurs win 6. And then Spurs win 7. That's what he's referring to. All right. Let's. I think we got enough people in here now. All right. So, hold on. Oh, there we go. I got it up. Okay, so I got my boy Impeccable on. We're gonna talk about this game, but wow. Just absolutely wow. I have so many complaints, but man, I'm not gonna lie to you. It will be unethical of me not to start off with the refs in this game. Tony Brothers should be arrested for what he did in this game. I mean, it was actually disgusting what Tony Brothers did in this game. I know that we did not help ourselves in many ways, but I gotta start with I try not to complain about it, bro. I am not someone that goes around saying that this game is rigged, this game is rigged, this game is rigged. But I would at least say it's biased. This was obvious bias in many ways. Just disgusting. I got a lot of stuff to say, but just disgusting. So Impeccable, my boy, we're gonna talk about this. Can I do an ad read real quick?
Say.
All right, man. Let me do an ad read real quick. Big shout out to the sponsor. I don't have much energy for this one. It's not their fault, okay? It's not them. It's me. Big shout out to Prize Picks though. If you guys are interested, God. I played this last one, man, and I feel sick to my stomach. I was like, oh yeah, surely Wemby would have more than 24 points. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But if you guys are interested, go check it out. If you have the means to do so and you feel like you can do it responsibly, please do. For this next one, oh God, dude, me doing this is just so hard. I don't know what type of officiating we're getting, so it's hard for me to even do this. But I'm going to assume Wemby gets more than 3 dunks. Shea, 29 points. I don't know how often he's going to get to the free throw line again. Let's see, Caruso more than 11. I think Shea more than 6. I don't think that one's too crazy. And then Castle, we're going to absolutely need you this next game. You and Fox. So more than 17, more than 14. We'll see what happens. But if you guys are interested, go check it out. Use promo code HMA and you'll receive $50 on your first $5 and line up. Use the link below in the description box. All right, Impeccable. This officiating, my boy. How we feeling?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not a guy that likes to blame refs. I'm not even gonna blame refs. I'm not gonna blame refs just yet. I'm gonna let it kind of sit and soak and kind of seep in. But I will say this: Tony Brothers. They put. I don't know the validity of this stat, so take it with a grain of salt. I think Tony Brothers or OKC has never lost a game with Tony Brothers officiating.
No, you for real?
Yes, I'm being very for real.
Oh my god!
They have a perfect record with Tony Brothers officiating. So tonight would have been the first night that would have been broken.
Oh my god! So it would have been a historic night for them to lose with Tony Brothers.
Historic night for them to lose. I'm granted. I think credit to the Thunder. Their shooting was good tonight. Jared McCain. There's a lot of good things going on for them, but it's just kind of hard to overlook how the impact that Tony Brothers and his officiating crew had, on quite a feew plays, especially the third quarter, which we'll get into shortly.
Yeah, this game felt like a uphill battle. It was like those, in those video games, you go to each level gets harder, right? Like, you just got kind of the scrubs, and then you get some more skills, and you just level up, and now the competition is worse and worse. This game felt like we had so many obstacles to get past, and we finally got to the final boss. We're down by 20, we get up, and now we're only down by 10. We're really cutting it away, and it's like, okay, here it comes. We're on the final level, we're ready. And then we open up the door expecting it to be Shea that we got to get past, and it's Tony Brothers. It's like it's like those movies where they reveal who the real villain is. It was you? Yes, it was I, yep. Tony Brothers. Yeah. Boo-ha-ha, it was me, Tony Brothers, all along. It was
it was rough, man. I don't know why Tony Brothers decided to become the Wizard of Oz and just kind of reveal himself. What? Listen, it's hard enough. It's hard, okay. There were like 3 factors going against us tonight. We just did not need Tony Brothers being like the nail in the coffin. We have to get through and we'll get to this in a second. An abysmal game from Victor Wembanyama.
We cannot ignore the fact that we're down by 20. We're playing horribly. It takes a speech by Wemby, a crazy amount of effort from our team to chip it away. You're down by 10, and the entire game just stops. I mean, even if the refs have figured out some of these obvious calls, they just stopped the game with this nonsense. Just absolutely gave it a halt. I mean, if you go to this game, there's a page here. Let me see. This one. Rate the Refs. There's a page on Twitter called Rate the Refs, and it's just non-stop buffoonery?
Buffoonery.
Non-stop. Now, this McCain elbow to Dylan Harper, it was pretty bad, but hey, you play on, right? One thing that I've been very frustrated with our series with the Thunder, and even more so frustrated with this series than I was with the Wolves, is that the officiating is so inconsistent. Like, are you going to let us play or not? Can you play physical or not? We can't come off of a game like the last one that is a defensive masterclass. You're able to play a little bit more physical. Both teams are. And then you go into this game and you can't even touch them. And then you can go back to game 2 where they allowed the Thunder to be very physical, but we couldn't touch them. And I'm not saying like they just have it out for us 100%. I'm not going to just full on blame the refs because I won't do that. But I am getting irritated with all these different refs with different ideology on what this on what this game, this series should look like, or what they're going to allow, what they're not going to allow. It's like the new Star Wars movies, man. In each one of them, you have a different director, and they don't know what direction they want to go in. This was just awful. This was just god awful. So I can let that slide. Okay, you just played through it, Dylan. You know, I'm not saying he flopped or anything, but you got to play through it. And you got plays like that. Dang, is it going to play? Hold on. And obviously you got your SGA flopping. I don't know why it's not playing. Are the other ones playing? Okay, the other ones are playing. Is that one just acting weird? Okay, I think that one's just acting weird. But this is a play in which SGA flopped. Yeah, it's this play right here, which you expect it, right? It happens. Yeah, he kind of flopped twice on that one. But Steph Castle also has to be a little bit smarter in this game as well, because it was very obvious what kind of game this was, that they're not allowing any type of physicality. So you just got to be a little bit more careful with that. I thought that was a little dumb on his part. Us having to waste challenges. So another thing that is a telltale sign of how bad the officiating is the San Antonio Spurs. Two things maybe three things that that Mitch Johnson doesn't do. He doesn't challenge that many, right? You agree with that, right?
Yeah. Of course.
And he rarely wins them. At least throughout the season, it feels like we never win challenges. But when he goes against Tony Brothers, not only does he get the challenge, he has to challenge, but he wins them as well. Like it's that bad. And this is one where we had to waste a challenge in which Chet actually pushed Julian Champagnie into the foul, which was ridiculous. I don't know why some of these aren't playing. This one was egregious. The goaltend.
Yeah. The goaltend.
Oh, that was egregious. That one was so bad. Sometimes you can't tell. This was so obvious. I mean, I don't know.
It's not like they weren't looking at it. Like, the refs were clearly looking at that happening, and they were just like, you know, they didn't even call it like, if they had even called it like offensive goal, I just wanted to call on that.
Yeah.
And that might sound kind of hypocritical to say, oh, you just want to call on. Yes, if they had called offensive goaltending, I would have been like, okay, let's go to replay and see if we can challenge that or something.
Yeah, something, dude.
Just say nothing when there's clearly something going on with the ball in the rim.
Something. Yeah, if you're not sure. You know? That was kind of a continuous theme with them. They wouldn't be sure, and then they just still go with it.
Yeah.
It was very...
Or like the jump ball between Hartenstein and Victor. When he's clear that it goes out on Hartenstein, and they just don't call. They just say, "Oh, well, we don't know. We didn't see." So guess what? You gotta do jump ball, and I think we lost that jump ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Or we may have won that jump ball, and it led to like a bad possession immediately. Like either way.
Yeah,
you know,
it's bad. It's bad. Hold on, just really quick. The super chat. C says, "I blame Mitch. We can all yell Wemby get in the paint, but." Mitch is calling freaking plays. Did Pop not teach him 4 down? By the way, we're gonna get into that later. Mace Magic, thank you for the super chat. Spurs family here in San Antonio, ready to go the distance. When you want those finals tickets, I got you. Thank you. But anyways, all right. So the goaltend was awful, and then. It gets even worse. Now, this was... It just got worse and worse, man. It's like going up those levels, okay? Worse and worse. This right here, one thing about Wemby, he doesn't complain a lot, right? He gets fouled, he gets right back up. He's not always looking at the refs to save him. But when Wemby puts up his finger and he says, challenge, I believe him every single time. So when I saw this, in real time, I was like, oh, okay, it's off on Wemby. But when Wemby was like, no, it's not off on me, I already knew it's not off on Wemby. He doesn't complain. He doesn't just say that every single play like some players do. They show the replay. It's obviously off on Chet's foot. Mitch Johnson hops up. Our entire bench hops up and says, we want a challenge. Mitch is in his face. They continue the play, and then Mitch Johnson gets a technical.
Mm-hmm.
That is egregious. That is possibly 5 or 6 points that the Spurs could have gotten that went to OKC. And then when you have all these touch fouls and they're not allowing you to play any type of physicality, and now they're in the bonus, and somebody like Shea, who had a horrible game, mind you, it made me so sick listening to these talking heads halftime, listening to them after the game, and the narrative is 32 points? 32 points from SGA.
Yep.
Yeah, put the team on his back. Are we for real? He was horrible.
And that's just not what happened. Like,
that is not what happened.
Respect to SGA. I think he had a decent, he had a decent third quarter. I'll give him that. Beyond that, this was a bad game. The first quarter was horrible. This fourth quarter, he was chucking up shots, trying to play a bit of hero ball instead of getting the ball moving around, which was the thing that OKC had success in doing. So that wasn't what was going on as far as like why this team was winning. It wasn't him putting them on his.
And dude, I've never seen this before. I've never seen ball off of opposing team is obviously who it's off on, and they immediately call a jump ball. Are we in college? Is this high school? Go review it. What are you doing? Go review it. The only time I see a jump ball off a situation like this, if you genuinely cannot tell who it's off of even after a replay. That was not the case. Why didn't they even go look at it? Look how obvious this is, and it results in a jump ball. And all of these plays are stopping the game. All these plays are just bad. It's slowing down our momentum. Momentum is everything in basketball. Trying to gain that back, what we were doing against OKC to come back into this game, is disgusting. It's not to say we definitely win, but geez, man, we already going through, we're away. We're going against a hostile crowd. The Thunder, obviously, they want to win this. They do not want to go down 3-2 to the Spurs going back to San Antonio. They are an experienced team. They're going to take advantage of our flaws. We're making a lot of flaws. We grind back in this. We fight it out. And then the refs are doing stuff like this. This is disgusting. This right here, I'll be real with you. I never get headaches during these games. I don't know the last time I got a headache watching a Spurs game. This left me with a headache. I was genuinely, I genuinely needed some water after this game, bro. Yeah, absolutely disgusting. So the officiating was horrible. Obviously, Spurs a little frustrated. Plumlee hits McCain straight in the back. Good God.
Kind of did a bounty hit on him.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, a little bit of bounty hit. But yeah, just overall officiating was dreadful. The Spurs were fighting their butts off to get back into this one. Oh, I didn't even remember that. You remember this one? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
When they called a foul on Keldon Johnson, and quite literally, he just flopped. Yeah, he just flopped right in front of him. This was another, I won't say crucial situation in the second quarter, but it's another one of those situations where the Spurs are clawing back. It's a close game, and you call something like that, getting us in foul trouble. Our entire team was in foul trouble from stuff like this. So just disgusting, just absolutely disgusting, horrible officiating. And SGA was having a terrible game. We were doing a really great job on him, but he gets like 50 million free throws, and all of a sudden, now he's like the leading scorer for his team. It's sick. It made me sick. All right, so that's what's up? Yeah. My bad.
I was just gonna say the biggest impact they had wasn't even the free throw. It's just the times in which they chose to call fouls killed our momentum. Any momentum or of us winning this game kind of went out the window with when they decided to officiate the game. Yeah, I think that was my issue. My biggest issue with the officiating. It's not just that they were getting bad calls or that they were allowing OKC to flop around, which they do anyways. Yeah, it's the fact that when they do choose to officiate, it's at the least convenient time for our team. They're just choosing to include themselves at the worst time.
Yeah, it's a prime example of I don't want to see the refs right now. I want to see basketball. Like if they beat us, they beat us. Yeah, if you beat us, you beat us, man. But you can't just like you said, insert yourself into the game, and that's what they did. They kept inserting themselves. Yeah, it felt like it made it about the refs and just missing these obvious calls. The off of the foot by Chet, you don't even want to review it. The goaltend, you don't even want to look at that or call anything. The off on Hardenstein, you don't even review that. You say jump ball. I could not believe they said jump ball when you could just go look at it. Oh, and I didn't even mention this, dude. Hold on. Before we go into the stats, and I gotta get on Wemby. Dang, I wonder if they have this. Did you see the turnover by Steph Castle, in which the ref was out of position? What was that? When people say things are rigged, I'm not saying it's rigged. I don't think that it's rigged, but stuff like that, it makes you question it.
Well, I would say not rigged, but like, do refs have favorites? Yes, and I think Tony Burrs, historically speaking, he has a favorite, and you kind of saw that cooking tonight with what was and what wasn't going on. Am I gonna say he was just blatantly breaking it for OKC? No, but listen.
Chat.
Was the officiating bad? Yeah.
Chat impeccable. Chat. Look at this, bro. Look at the position that the ref is in right now. You don't supposed to be standing there. What? He's in the play, bro. He's a Spur right now.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look. What are you doing? Somebody said, "What the F?" Yeah, did you miss that?
So yeah, he's trying to get out. He's trying to get out of the play after jump ball. Yeah, this is exactly what happens after jump ball. We win jump ball, and Castle, poor Castle, in his vision, he sees silver and black, and he's like, "Okay, cool. I have somebody to pass to."
But he's out of this rep. You don't supposed to be this far up. He does not supposed to be this far up. He's close. He's closer than Devin Vassell. Yeah, that's disgusting. So this was just happening all game long, or not even all game long. Actually, it was happening more so in the second half. And then, like you said, they kind of got their favorites when it came to SGA and getting him all his calls. Because he should not have had as good a game as he did as far as points are concerned. Absolutely disgusting. All right. Enough of that. Enough of the crying about the refs, which that definitely hurt us. That was just an extra obstacle to get past an already awful game. I got to talk about my boy, bro. Dog. What? Dog. Why does Victor Wembanyama, the alien, face of the NBA, best player in the world, attempt 15? Why does he have the same shot attempts as Julian Champagnie, De'Aaron Fox, basically Devin Vassell and Castle, and Keldon Johnson? He only had 2 extra field goal attempts than Keldon Johnson. What are you doing, Wemby? I don't know why. A big part of it was like that super chat earlier. A big part of it is Mitch Johnson. And that's been an issue all season long as far as not, creating enough actions to get Wemby in the low post or, put him in a better position. That's all true and dandy. Another part of it is our guards were rushing shots. But it gets to a point, impeccable, bro. You gotta demand the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to a point where I was like, Wemby, go get the ball. Get onto your teammates here, man. Get the ball. I said this time and time again. I said this after game 2. I said this after game 3, that we should win or lose by Wemby's hands. I don't want Wemby to attempt anything less than 25 attempts. He should have put the ball up 10 more times. Even if it was outside shots, which I don't agree with, but even if it was outside shots, it's like I want to live or die by Wemby. Not this nonsense. 4 for 15. Yeah. He had De'Aaron Fox numbers in this game.
Well, I mean, my bigger issue isn't even like the shot attempt. I'm gonna put this. My bigger issue isn't even the shot attempts or like the number of shot attempts that he had. Which, yeah, I don't think 415 is even like acceptable for this stage of the playoffs that we're in, and how much the team kind of depends on him. But like I said, I saw a clip from Shaq earlier saying, he's a fan of Victor. He thinks that he is the ideal big man.
I think I might have
and
that.
A big part of that goes into he thinks that Victor, when he asserts himself, he starts with the first 3 shots of the game being inside the paint, and he kind of asserts his will on the game. He can extend his game to the 3-point line and then take a few 3-point shots just because that's a part of his game and something that he wants to do. But really, he needs to do what every big man does, which is assert yourself on the inside, force the eyes to look on the interior, and it'll open up things for the rest of the team. Something that the OKC Thunder did tonight, which is good game planning, is they kind of conceded things to our guards.
Yeah.
They kind of conceded things to our guards so that our guards, knowing that they have the advantage, start trying to take the advantages that they had instead of trying to find Victor. And Victor then became a perimeter player and took him out of rhythm.
It's fun.
The very game.
It's funny because, and this is what makes the playoffs so great, is they kind of flipped the script on us. They basically did what we were doing to them, but it wasn't working because they have just better depth. And they flip it on us, and it will work on us. So that's why Wemby got to be even more aggressive. I think you're talking about this clip. Here, I'm gonna play it. Yeah, Shaq talking. I'll speed it up a little bit because
to be super aggressive, the world has to panic, and when they panic, they're gonna do what they always do: send guys at us. Now, when they send guys at you, you can get Castle involved. You can get all your. Let me tell you something about that young Harper. Oh my God, this kid is fabulous. He is so fabulous. So you can get him involved, and listen, the system. I've always called the Spurs, organization the system. The system is well in effect, but if he's dominating, if he's super aggressive, if he's close to the paint, taking high percentage shots. Look, I don't mind him shooting threes because he's a fabulous shooter, but I would like the majority of his shots closer to the basket. If he can do that, cause OKC to panic a little bit because he's having his way with shit. And then listen, every time they put Caruso on him, that should be a sign of disrespect, and he should be looking to score. So if he dominates, if he's all over the place, and if he stays out of foul trouble, they definitely have a shot. But I wouldn't tell him much because he has 2 mentors over there that.
And then he just talks about how Tim Duncan and David Robinson probably already talking with him. But yeah, you got to be aggressive, and I felt like Wemby wasn't aggressive from the get, and I understand, leaving up to your teammates, and like you said, they got the advantage and they're shooting early in the shot clock, but it gets to a point where this just isn't working and it's not sustainable, and Wemby should have been in their face. Not saying he got to curse out his teammates or anything, but it should have been a concerted, hey, give me the ball. Like, give me the ball, let me work.
I said it the other day. He went on the post game after losing, what was it, game 4, I believe. Or not game 4, game 3. And he's talking about, I'm not doing a good enough job of getting my teammates involved. And it's like,
yeah,
by getting your teammates involved, I do hope you mean like attracting the defense so that you can open up things for them.
Now, when he did say that, I'll give him some credit. He did say like, he wants to he need to put more pressure on the defense. So I assume that that's what he meant, but I had the same reaction you did, where I was like, I hope you mean you need the ball.
Yeah. But here's my issue is that we get to a night like tonight, and it's like all the things he said after that in that press conference kind of just went out the window.
Yeah.
Everything that he talked about as far as like, getting his teammates involved and doing a better job of finding his teammates and the whole line there, all that went out the window tonight. Where you're taking how many threes did you take tonight? He took 5 3-point shots. and I thought all of them were just bad algorithm shots.
Yeah.
None of them were like what I would consider like even like relatively good shots for him to be taking.
Yeah.
And there were shots that the OKC defense conceded to him and kind of wanted him to take, versus him trying to, you know, be a bit more, you know, forceful around the rim. And that's really the issue is like, if he's not forceful around the rim, then it makes things harder on all of our shooters. It makes things harder for De'Aaron Fox to get going. So I think that even Fox having a kind of an off night, yeah, he wasn't good tonight, but that is part of Wemby not forcing things.
And what's like, the, you know, and the most frustrating part about all of this too, man, if we just transition into like some of the other players, we haven't had a good Julian Champagnie game at all. And even this one, I don't even know if it's considered a good Julian Champagnie game necessarily. But he shot the three well. He went 4 for 8 from 3. We do not get that many of them. He also took a lot of attempts that I was scratching my head on. What are you doing? Yeah, like a lot of those drives to the paint, like right in the chest of a 7-footer. I didn't really understand that. But I think that was
finishing,
more. Yeah, but it seemed like Julian Champagnie put the team on his back, which wasn't great. And we desperately needed Devin Vassell, I think, to get going as well. But we finally get a 20-plus point Julian Champagnie game. He hits 4 threes. You get a Keldon Johnson game, which he goes 7 for 13. He played fairly well, I thought, overall. And we just completely squander it. I mean, you just completely waste it. I mean, these other games, I was a little nervous with that last one because even though it was a defensive masterclass, we only ended with like around 100 points, right? And I know that the Thunder can get going at any given point. But this one, man, yikes. Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Carter Bryant only getting 5 minutes. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I do know how I feel about that. Why would he only get 5 minutes? Was he even playing? He wasn't even playing poorly.
You know, short leash. Keldon Johnson having kind of an odd night. So
maybe that's what it is. I can't believe Harrison Barnes. It felt like he was in there for more than 4 minutes.
Yeah, HB. Listen, I don't know what's going on. I don't get. I just don't get the rotations, to be honest with you. This game, rotationally, this game was kind of weird. I thought Keldon was in for a really long time in the fourth. I don't know. Rotationally is a weird game tonight too.
Somebody said Carter Bryant didn't play because he fouls instantly. Dude, everybody on our team got called for some crazy fouls all game long. Yeah, I don't know. Luke Cornett, yeah, it's like his superpowers are gone. Our complete bench is just gone. I mean, I'll just be honest. Our production off the bench is just completely gone, which means it matters so much that Victor Wembanyama be aggressive. So I'm gonna say this. So I don't know. Do you have anything other to say about like negativity? I thought De'Aaron Fox was quite horrible today, but he got going near the end.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I have one positive shout out to make beyond. I have one positive shout out to make. That one positive I want, or one player I want to give a positive to. That's it's gonna be Stephen Castle.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I felt like Steph Castle has been good. Like even in his bad games, it's a certain amount of violence that he plays with. I don't mean like dirty. I just mean like how he's always, looking for contact. He plays gritty. He's like a NBA or NFL running back, like DeMarco Murray, where he just pound you down, and it kind of helps other players come in. You loosen up the defense a little bit. But yeah, you're right. He was really great. He was efficient shooting wise.
Efficient. He played good defense. Yes, he got to 5 fouls, but I mean that's forgivable. He locked up SGA multiple times. In fact, he was the main contributor to why SGA looked relatively pedestrian tonight. However, I mean, all the same, I see a game like this from Castle, and then I see Champagnie show up tonight, and I see certain things in our favor, and it's like, tonight really was our night to like steal one, if there was a night to steal one.
Yeah.
And Victor he just turns in like a very bad performance. And the thing is, I don't even think it was shooting, more so just bending and warping the Thunder defense to make things easier or make life easier for our perimeter players. That's the main thing.
Here's there's a lot of negativity in this one. You already mentioned a little bit of positivity, but I'll say this. Positive thing is this was not the San Antonio Spurs. They were getting in their own heads. They were kind of taking it out on the Thunder rather than taking it out on the game with a lot of stuff. Like, I noticed that Fox started getting super frustrated, and he kind of got into it with Dort and was trying to hold the ball from him. It just looked really one-sided as far as where our aggression was going. And whereas the Thunder, they were taking it out on the game. And then they do all that flopping, and obviously that frustrates you too. And their calls are not the same calls. Because what people will do, they'll gaslight you, and they'll say, well, look at how many fouls the Thunder got versus how many fouls the Spurs got. See, it's even. You're complaining, but Vic got to the line 12 times, and SGA only got there 17 times. Yeah, that's not the case. When Victor Wembanyama is getting hacked and actually fouled, sure. When you kind of touch SGA and it's because they're in the bonus that he's getting to the line, that's a whole different story. Like, it's uneven by the nature, and as far as like how momentum goes, it kills momentum in that way. Not saying all of them were like that. Obviously, we still fouled the Thunder, but you got so many people on our team in crazy foul trouble when it hurts us more than it would hurt the Thunder, because they can go so far down in their bench, and we don't really have that luxury right now. So anyways, this wasn't the Spurs. I thought that our effort was pretty whack. I felt like it was very reminiscent of Game 3, in which we just seemed a little lost defensively and didn't know what we were doing. But I think it also comes down to not being able to play as physical as the opposing team can. Also, I expect Victor to be more aggressive. Like, I do trust him. I don't know what was going on in this one, but I do trust him. I think that he'll be fine. Another positive is maybe, just maybe, we got a good Keldon, Julian Champagnie performance, and that'll continue. That will be huge if Julian can knock down a few threes. That could be the difference maker if everyone else is doing their job and playing how they should. You go back to San Antonio, the crowd's going to be going crazy. I think we take this Game 6. I think this is a Game 7, a 7-game series. Unfortunately, well, it has to be, right? I really hate it, but it's not like the Spurs can't beat the Thunder 2 times in a row. They've done it before, but they have to stop getting outside of their heads here. I don't necessarily agree. I'll just be real with you. I don't agree with Mitch Johnson only playing Carter Bryant just a few minutes. Not to say he doesn't have a confidence issue or anything like that, but how he got onto Carter that last game, that was rough. These players are on social media. People were trying to make fun of him for being on the verge of crying. I mean, I like good coaching. I like tough coaching, but at the same time, like, let's not kill Carter Bryant's confidence here. Like, he comes in the game, he knocks down a 3 for you. He's playing some pretty good defense. I don't know. He could have maybe made a play here or there that helped us, but unfortunately, that just didn't happen. Another positive too, which sounds like a negative, but I think it is a positive. Dylan Harper has looked horrible maybe the last couple games.
Yep.
And he is much better than this. Dylan Harper is much better than what he's showing. He was holding on to the ball a little too long, trying to play around with like Caruso and other guys. It's like, these are some Hawks over here. You're much better, but these are some Hawks over here, so you got to be careful. So I expect Dylan Harper, just like all season, just like all these players on his team, to learn from it, be better the next game, and grow from it. But the positives is we have a really great leader in Vic, I think. And in this game alone, the Spurs could have came back. We just kind of shot ourselves in the foot, and you do not want to shoot yourself in the foot against the Thunder. What did you say?
reigning champs.
Yeah.
You don't dig a hole or dig a hole this deep against the reigning champs. They are the champs for a reason.
Yeah.
You know?
And another positive, because I was trying to make sure, but yeah, another positive, our turnovers are much less. We won the turnover battle in this game, and that's good. So we can at least be happy about that. The one thing that does scare me a little bit is the Spurs really want to play fast, right? That's kind of our thing. We play fast, play good defense, get in transition, try to get them off guard on defense, yada, yada, yada. That's all great. That's all dandy. But it really bit us. It really bit us in the butt in this game because there were many times where Mitch Johnson would try to call out a play, but we're already in transition and we're jacking up a shot. And with the crowd being as loud as it is, you can't hear each other. That type of stuff cannot happen, right? They need to be on the right page on. And this is the guards. I think this is the guards' responsibility too. When to slow down. Now, you don't have to take. There's no 10-point shot, right? There's no shot that you can take and all of a sudden you fix the 10-point deficit. Work the game, get into the paint, get Wemby involved. What am I trying to say? Involved. Because I think a lot of times Wemby's like, how can I get my teammates involved? I think the guards should actually sit down and say, how can I get Wemby involved? Honestly,
listen, I won't get too much on Stephen Castle. Tonight was a good Stephen Castle night. I think of any Spur, he deserves the least amount of.
Yeah. I love Castle, by the way. Yeah,
Castle's great, right? And I do want to sing his praises a bit because as I was talking to another friend earlier, and he was saying he's not a Spurs fan. In fact, he's an OKC supporter, but he was telling me about how much Castle impresses him and how much of a big jump he made between last year to this year, just as far as his entire game has evolved. Castle's been a legitimate bright point not this entire postseason, but really since the beginning of this year, 2026. 3-point percentage went up all 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that to also say, man, Vic has to do a better job of making things simple for his guards. And I say that to say, if you're gonna screen, set a screen, Vic. If you're gonna roll, Vic. If you're gonna ask for a post up, put your butt in the paint and actually get the ball and establish.
I guess
look for your offense.
I guess that's the issue with being as versatile as Vic is. That he
doesn't know what he wants to do.
Yeah,
he doesn't know what he wants to do. He doesn't, and the thing is, he doesn't have a go-to move. This has been a criticism of him for more than a year now.
Yeah,
and I was hoping going into the season that he would figure that aspect of his game out. And he's been phenomenal without it, but he does not have a simple go-to move to really get himself going. In a game like tonight, where he needs at least a go-to move so that he can kind of exploit or just get himself going. That doesn't happen, and it leads to him kind of being listless on the perimeter and taking shots that he should be taking, or trying to do the entire Moses Malone thing of throwing the ball to himself and trying to just finish off of offensive rebounds. And then the game speeds up for him. Next thing you know, you have a half where you only have one rebound, and you have a half where you're not shooting particularly well, and you've taken quite a few shots. And the most positive thing that somebody can say about you is the defense wasn't bad. Oh, and you haven't missed any of your free throws. That is a legitimate issue. And the thing is that Victor's such a good basketball player that we can just beat. I'm fully confident that we're gonna win next game, and that we'll have a good chance of winning this in a 7-game series. Yeah, and it's key in part to the fact that Victor is that quality of player that he doesn't even really need to go to move, and he can still just be a best in the world type of player. He's been the best player in this series against a guy who is widely considered as the best player in the world. And it just shows you he is so flawed still, but he's such a good player that a night like tonight really sucks. It really sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it really sucks.
Yeah. I think the Spurs come out of this one with a few takeaways. I think they take away that the officiating was quite awful, obviously, which not much you can do about that. But I also think, and this is the most important thing, they come out of this saying there's a lot of stuff we just screwed up on, that we didn't play our best. Sometimes we were ball watching. We didn't get Wemby involved a lot, often enough. Wemby, he didn't help his guards, right? Like it was just bad overall from us. So I think that we can take we can be a little happy knowing that they're going to come out of this one and say we can do better. It's not one of those Thunder beats you and we just had no answer. We didn't know what to do. They just look so much better. They are a better team overall just because of their depth, but and obviously experience and just knowing what they're going to do on every possession. They execute their game plan exceptionally well. But at the end of the day, I think it was a lot. I don't think we did ourselves any favors.
No, and there's a quote that we got from the post-game press conference from Julian Champagny, and you're not gonna like, you nor Chad are gonna like to hear this, but he said that OKC was the more desperate team, and I think they wanted the game more than we did, and that is very much so what we saw. It's hard to hear that though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to hear a player say that right after a game, but it's the truth. It is what we saw. That is what we saw.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what we saw. It's what we saw from Wemby too. You got to do better. Larry, thank you for super chat. He says we're winning the chip. Believe Spurs fam. And also he got mad at me. He says Spurs are better. Stop Clan. I think that the Spurs, I think we're more, what would be the word, man? Like top heavy. Is that what I'm trying to get at? Like, is that the right terminology? Like, I think our starting lineup is better than theirs. I think we got more talent up front, but as far as how far in their bag they can go is so much better than ours. And on top of it, they kind of can just turn into whatever they need to be on any given night whenever they have to. Just what type of style of basketball they're going to play, and that's just from being together. It has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with it being a Mitch Johnson problem or nothing like that. We used to be able to do that with our championship teams, and they just have that. Doesn't mean we can't win the series. I think we still win the series. I believe in the Spurs. I believe in Wemby. I think Wemby's the best player on this court. I think he's the best player in the world. And even with all of our flaws, I think the Spurs can still manage to win this. It hasn't been pretty, but none of this playoffs run has been pretty. But if we can take them to Game 7, it's anybody's game. I'm taking Victor Wembanyama. I want him on my team. So, but we got to grind it out. Next game is going to be very scary, but it is what it is. Let me read this last one, then we'll go into a different segment. San Antonio, hello. Thank you for your super chat. LaMarcus Aldridge said Wemby needs a go-to move. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Victor at times complicates basketball, which is at its essence a very simple game. Yeah, you can see that with everybody, bro. You can go back and watch. If you go back to, what is it, 1986? Is that the series, the Bulls in Boston? The iconic Jordan game?
I think so.
It's like the iconic Jordan game. He dropped like 66 or something. Let's see. 1980, maybe it was 85.
Let's see. It was 86. Very 86. Good. Very good memory. Yeah.
Yeah, 86. Like, so he had a crazy game. If you go back and you watch that game, that's a prime example of why you do need to simplify the game, because you can go back and watch Jordan performances and he's doing all this crazy stuff, amazing things on the court. He lost that series. And then you watch Jordan in the 90s and people will watch that footage and say, he doesn't look that great. What's so great about this? And like all that freakish athleticism, it shows up here and there. But for the most part, you're like, it looks pretty simple. You got to simplify the game. And he got so efficient off of just doing the simple things. Every player has to go through that. Every player looks more boring as their career goes on. And yeah, that's the goal. We want Wemby to look boring. And luckily we had somebody like Tim Duncan who his game was simple from the get. So,
Yeah.
anyways.
I mean, the goal is always to become more efficient at what you're doing.
Yeah.
Victor hasn't figured that out yet, but the good news for us is he may not even need to just yet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He might still win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. I got to ban some people.
We banning tonight?
Yeah, I'm putting some people on timeout. They know who they are. You've been spamming this entire time just to get my attention, and I'm convinced you're not even a Spurs fan. There you go. Oh, it was someone else too. Where is he? Ah. There you go. Anywho. All right. Yeah, that was ridiculous. I saw that. That was so bad. Whew. Man, do you want to stick around for this next one? Or are you feeling sleepy? Like, how you feeling?
Let's see. What we got next?
I was going to take a look at a couple press conferences.
Sure.
Here, let me see. Spurs.
At least, I have to stay for the obligatory Mitch Johnson press conference. I have to hear that. I do.
I heard that Steph Castle called out officiating. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he did. We should probably start with Castle.
Yeah, because that's what I heard. I heard that Steph Castle was not happy with the officiating, which, yeah, it was really bad. I mean, officiating was really bad. And games like this is very frustrating, and you can't really fight with any Thunder fans about this because, yes, you won fair and square as far as you played a better game than us because we were playing horribly. But also, the officiating did not help us, and they kind of put it in their own hands when the Spurs started to make their run. So it's disgusting, and it felt as if this is one of those games where it felt like you had to play perfect, and the Thunder had to play maybe like 75%, which is very frustrating. All right, we'll take a look at what Steph Castle had to say. Before we do, though, big shout out to Prize Picks as always. If you guys have the means to do so and you can do it responsibly, go check out Prize Picks, link in the description. Use promo code HMA. You'll get $50 instantly on your first $5 lineup. But what I'm going for game 6 is Wemby has more than 3 dunks. Good God, please, for the love of God, Victor, get to the rim. SGA, I got him having more than 6 assists because I'm assuming he's going to struggle again. Do not let people gaslight you into thinking that SGA had a good game, which even SGA, to his credit, he even said he didn't have a good game. The refs were kind of, his Robin there. And then Steph Castle, I have him having more than 17 points. The must win. I trust him. He had a lot of must wins with UConn. Okay. So I'm going with Steph Castle to really put up a good show. And then Fox, this is more of a desperate pick for me. Please, Fox, just give me 15, please.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me 15. All right. And then efficient 15 too, please. All right, let's go ahead. And I know he's hurt. I'm not going to talk too bad about Fox, but all right, let's take a look at what Steph Castle had to say. Let me see if I can zoom on through. That's Mitch. That's Steph. Wait. Why is Steph's only a minute? Did they cut it off?
They made us have the clip here, but no, I don't think it's cut off.
I don't want just a clip. I want the whole thing. Pause. Hold on. I want what did Paul Pierce say? I want the whole load.
I want the whole load.
don't just give me some of it. I want the whole load. Hold on. Press conference. Am I going to be able to find this? Oh, is it this
Okay,
one?
they said
Oh, here it is.
they're saying okay. Yeah, they're saying there was some technical difficulties, so
Oh,
that might be
sure.
Especially the guys.
yeah.
I'm sure it was. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
Let's take a look what he had to say.
Like that aren't SGA, that aren't like natural on-ball creators, not allowing them to get straight line drives or cheap fouls. So yeah, I feel like we made ourselves over-rotate.
How would you kind of explain the start or describe the start for you guys, especially that second quarter?
I feel like we started the game off well. I think we created a lot of open shots. Probably could have had a big lead to start off. We just really couldn't make any open shots.
Steph, Mitch was saying that he wants Vic to shoot more, be more aggressive. Can you guys?
Oh, we getting on to Vic? Nice. That's really nice because Vic holds everyone accountable, and now his teammates and his coaches are going to hold him accountable. Good.
Gotta do it. If you want to be best in the world, gotta
Mm-hmm.
The need for more of that tonight.
I think so. I think they send so many bodies towards him. It's hard at times. I think he just wants to make the right play and wants to win. So
yes, that's the that's the issue I had after game 3. Impeccable, is that I thought that Wemby does too much of, hey, let me get everyone involved, let me try to make the right play. There is no right play. I said this after game 3, and then I was happy about it after game 4. Put the clipboard down. Put down the calculator, man. Just attack. Stop. I know he tries his best. He's a very high IQ player. Unfortunately, this is a 2003 Tim Duncan situation, okay? It's just you. Stop. Treat your team. No offense to them. I think we have a really good team, but in this situation against the Thunder, one of the greatest teams we've ever seen, please, and I just mean the NBA has ever seen, please, for the love of God, put the calculator down and treat your teammates like they're trash. Treat it like he has the best quality of every single superstar that has existed. I truly do mean that. I think that he has, he's not there yet, but he has kind of the IQ of LeBron James. He has the competitiveness of a Jordan. He has all this stuff. I need some of that toxic traits of Jordan. I need a little bit of that toxic trait of Kobe. It's you versus everybody.
He's just trying to be a team player.
Stop.
He's trying to make sure that everybody gets their touches, that he's not, asserting himself too much on his own team. No, I say that to say this. Every great big man understands at some juncture that they have to force it.
Yeah.
They literally have to force it. And you're not forcing it for the sake of just forcing it. You're forcing it so that things open up for your teammates and you force the defense to kind of focus on you. That's how you be a team player when you're a big. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the luxury of being like SGA, where like SGA simplified the game to like this. Tell us what, off of the screen, either he's gonna flail a little bit into a free throw, or he's gonna rise out and hit a mid-range shot out of the pick and roll, or he's just gonna go to the rim and try to lay up the ball.
Yeah,
like SGA is super simple. The game's just super simple. For a big man, the game is not as simple, especially when you have the jump shot of a Victor Wembanyama.
In the modern NBA, it is not.
You need to simplify it. You need to literally just go down in the paint, establish position, and try your best to kind of force the defense to kind of revolve around you. And I mean, again, the best games of Victor thus far have been games where he does that, and which is why I don't know if it's a stamina thing or what it is, but no,
you can keep talking. I'm gonna show the chat something. This is the Vic we need. Hold on, let me see.
Let's see this. I'm just saying. What did Pop say? I want some nasty. We need some nasty.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
Yeah, desperately need some nasty. Hold on, I'm gonna try to find it. Obviously, I can't play it all the way through because it's copyright. But let me see if I can find this play. It is a play in here where Wemby ain't looking for a teammate. He just forces it. Oh, let me see. See if I can find this. That's a jumper. Sorry, I'm gonna find this. Yeah, I think this is it right here. Yeah, here it is. This is Wemby at his best. So he pumped fakes. Oh, well, actually, maybe I should. He pumps fakes. Chet Holmgren out his boots. They close in on him. And the right play, see, this is where people got onto LeBron for all those years. The right play is Dylan Harper. That's a wide open shot. You get an easy jump. You got actually a couple people open here. You got Harper open. You got Devin Vassell open. I probably wouldn't risk it with Champagnie, but if you do pass it, if you get that off, maybe you get an easy 3-point shot from Fox. But look, everyone close in on him. 1-on-4. Yeah. Does he pass it? No, he doesn't. He doesn't pass it. He shoots it, gets the rebound to himself, lays it up. Like that's what we need to do. Stop being so ethical. We don't have to be ethical all the time. You shouldn't have been ethical in this game. This could have been a really good win for us. But this is what we need. Just because other players are open doesn't mean you can't enforce your will anymore. Keep enforcing it. Keep enforcing it, because at the end of the day, if you're capable of doing this, and let's say it's an and one, that is significantly better than a corner shot three. Significantly so. Because at the end of the day, Dylan Harper ain't going to save us. Devin Vassell, maybe at times, but he ain't going to save us. It's going to be you. Take over the game. It's a mental thing,
listen,
too.
It's going to be like the third or fourth time I've mentioned him on stream tonight. But, again, Moses Malone. The reason why is because Victor is doing a lot of the Moses Malone thing. He goes to the rim. He puts up a shot that he knows he's not going to make. Mm-hmm. But he knows that he is going to go for the rebound. And he's going to get an even better shot than the shot that he took just now.
Mm-hmm.
And that breaks a defense, because it gets tiring to constantly have to try to out-rebound you prior to you out-rebounding them. It didn't happen tonight because he kind of half-heartedly did it.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's not half-heartedly doing it, that's how he racks up a bunch of offensive rebounds, and that's how he really starts asserting himself on the OKC defense. It's frustrating.
It's frustrating
because it's the same. And yeah, you're right. It's the same issue that people got on LeBron about. And really, I think it is an issue that smarter players have to deal with, which is they will overthink the game.
Yeah.
And they will turn the game from something super simple to something very complicated.
Man, are you
has a tendency to do that?
Man, aren't you right with that? Yeah, it does happen with very high IQ players. Not to say like if I name a player that they're dumb or nothing, but
no, but it's a trade amongst like higher IQ guys.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Anthony Edwards. It's just like, yeah, it's F the big three. It's just me, you know. Like he'll just take it. Like he's unconscious. He'll just take it. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And by the way, Cap, I see Caps in the chat. He says, what did he say? Wemby just quit. Wemby did not quit, bro. Wemby did not quit. I saw Wemby over there, pleading to his teammates. He was engaged. I think you're right though. I think he's just overthinking the game.
He was in his head. He was very much so in his head tonight.
Yeah,
and that's people were like looking at it as like a stamina thing. I don't think it was a stamina thing.
I didn't think so either.
He was just in his own head, and that's not excusing his performance tonight. That's just saying what it is.
What it is. You're just saying what it is. Yeah, you're not like excusing. You're just saying what it is. What happened. Yeah, or just an explanation, because I can't sit back and everything I've known about Wemby, I can't make an inference that he quit. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't compute to me. I can't say, oh, he was just tired. No, there's 2 days rest, and he looked perfectly fine last game. And even last game, we could put in some bench guys by the end of it. So, yeah, I can't – that just doesn't make sense to me. What does make sense, he overthought the game. That makes sense. But, yeah, he got to get over that hurdle to, like, simplify it, be stupid. You're better than everybody.
Hey, Braun had to do it. Like early on, Braun would overthink things, and it would lead to turnovers and bad shots, and his teammates kind of laying him down, which is why at a certain point, by like 2009, 2010, where he was like just a marginal bit older, he became that much better of a player because he just learned to force things sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had that one 18-point run.
Yeah, and exactly
Yeah.
Chandler. I don't know who he's referring to, but like what he just said. How many shots did Wemby take in the paint? I mean, come on, dude. Like it's bad. That was bad. Yeah, he didn't take any. And it seemed like last game, it was like, okay, we put those bigs on you. He's more so on the outside. He wants to be in the high post or whatever. But this is one of those where it's like you got to fight through the contact, man. You didn't fight through it game 2 or 3. You did in 4, and then you went back to what you were doing before. Like stop overthinking. All right, let's listen what Castle got to say. Let's see what else he got to say.
It's tough, but yeah, I mean he's our best player, so yeah, we need him to be aggressive. I feel like that him being aggressive opens up shots for other guys. So.
Steph, you guys have been down by 20 points before games past. When you find yourself in a position like that, how much for a team has to go perfectly right, to come back from a deficit like that? Did you guys feel like, you needed things to fall perfectly in place to come back tonight?
I mean,
yes.
Nobody's gonna be perfect, but we've seen 20-point comebacks before. There's a lot of time on the clock, just playing it possession by possession. And just trying to make the right reads and take the right shots. But I think it all starts defensively. So I think you hone in on that and you give yourself a chance.
This is the first time in these playoffs you guys are facing elimination in the next game. Sitting here today, what is the mentality? What is the focus going forward to that do-or-die game?
Find a way back here for Game 7. I feel like we've been great when we're desperate all year. So I'm excited to see how we'll respond.
You have the task usually of kind of going one-on-one with SGA defensively, and you guys help out a lot, but you usually initiate on the defense. Can you just talk about through 5 games now in the series, just doing whatever you can to sort of slow down the 2-time MVP?
We really need to know what type of game we're going to. Well, players know or coaches know, and they tell you like this ref has a tendency to call this ref has a tendency to call this, but we really got to adjust off of that. Like these full court presses on SGA when it's called how it's called in this one, you just can't do it. You just can't do it.
Yeah, like last game in game was it game 4? Game 4, we were allowed to, because Scott Foster's reffing, we were allowed to really press into SGA and really be physical with him and kind of manipulate things on defense to the point that you could say Scott Foster allowed us to be a bit more liberal and or just as liberal as how OKC is normally.
Right.
Tonight we just didn't have that.
We didn't have
We didn't have that.
I mean, it's tough. I don't think it's just me though. I think it's a group effort. My teammates are always in the shifts, always talking to me. I get read off the ball a lot for obvious reasons. So, having to play off the ball. And
another thing that got frustrating in this game is what I noticed is Steph Castle, when he started, they piling on fouls. Usually, or at least last game, game 4, it wouldn't be a lot of switches off of Shea. Like he would stay on Shea regardless. A big portion of that game. But in this one, it felt like, okay, now we have to do more switches. Now someone else has to guard him, which was just infuriating, man.
Being the shifts for my teammates as well is, I feel like, what's been helping us with him.
Stefan, it's going to be game 6. How difficult is it to find advantages against a team you know so well right now and who knows you so well? How difficult is it at that point of the series?
I don't think it'll be difficult. I feel like we created a lot of advantages today. I just don't think we made shots. So, try and create the same advantages, stick to our process and continue to trust that. And I mean, that's what's gotten us this far, and I think that's what's going to, carry us back here.
Steph, the exertion in this series, the physicality, how tired are you, and how do you guys continue to create advantages even when you're tired?
I'm fine. Personally, I'm good. But yeah, just, trying to play through it. It's tough. I just think with the way they guard, how physical they are, we don't get that same luxury to be able to play as physical on the other end at times. But offensively, I think we do a good job of screening. And
chat says Wemby was unavailable for interview, according to a report.
Mm-hmm.
Wemby was pissed, reported he left the locker room and was unavailable for interview.
Yeah, he was on it.
I don't know how. Okay, maybe. How do I feel about that? I don't know.
Listen, he's entitled. He is entitled to a temper tantrum, even if it's with himself. He's fully entitled to it.
It's definitely what we know about Vic is definitely angry at himself. There's no way he's like, yeah. Hey, anything to stop him from throwing another elbow. If this will help him.
He might show up with a. Hey, listen now. He might show up with a black eye. You know, he might have found a way to elbow himself.
Kurt says Wemby is French like me. It's okay. Oh, okay.
All right.
I like to think that when he pronounced Stefan's name, he says Stefan.
And playing through it, so I think we create a lot of advantages, but I think we just missed a lot of open shots tonight.
Oh, that was it. All right.
Yep, that was the comment that people were talking about as far as calling out the referees.
Wait, what comment?
Was it right at the end, like last like 40 seconds.
I just think with the way they
where he's talking about
Oh, okay.
How they get the luxury of being more physical.
Oh, I just completely
create advantages even when you're tired.
I'm fine. Personally, I'm good. But yeah, just trying to play through it. It's tough. I just think with the way they guard, how physical they are, we don't get that same luxury to be able to play as physical on the other end at times. But offensively, I think we do a good job of screening and playing through it. So I think we create a lot of advantages, but I think we just missed a lot of open shots tonight.
That was just more matter of fact. That was I hate when stuff like this happens because people are going to clip and be like, he purposely came on here and complained about refs. No, it's just more matter of fact. It's just how it is. And it sounds more like I accept that that's the nature of this series. We still have a shot. That's pretty rough, though. I guess we'll hear more about the Wemby stuff. Wemby being upset is not. I mean, obviously, we've seen Wemby upset, but like him leaving the locker room, I'm accustomed to that.
Listen, right now we're gonna find out a lot about Victor. Like, this is gonna be a very insightful next 48 hours. Because the other games are a little bit different because the context is different. Yeah. Right now, he's facing elimination. He is embarrassed by his own performance, I'm assuming. And there's no one to really blame but himself.
Yeah.
Especially after, if you remember, the comments that he made after the in-season tournament?
When he said that after the in-season tournament, he said he lost somebody.
No, not that game. The game against the Thunder, where he said, some people are made for this moment, others.
Oh yeah.
And we certainly are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there was ever a time to show that,
Yeah. Gosh, Caps, he needs to mature a lot. He's first off, he's 22 and he's far more mature than a lot of superstars at that age. Yeah, I don't know. But he should be upset with himself. Yeah. He's not obligated to go to press conferences, but I think I would have to sit on that one. I don't know how I feel about it, but honestly, I probably won't know how I feel about it until next game, because that'd tell me how I felt about it. Like he needed that time or whatever. But during this game, I thought that he was very much so. When he had that huddle with his teammates, I thought that was huge, and we made a comeback after that. But yeah, it's rough. Oh, well. Duncan was 22 winning chips. Tim Duncan had a team full of veterans. Let's kind of stop that a little bit. Maybe not do that. Maybe that's not cool to just like compare just like that so easily. Like Duncan came to a team full of vets. Much different situation. It would be the equivalent of what Chet got. He came to a team that was already quite ready. Anyways. All right. Right. Clan willing to tell Wemby you should be ashamed of yourself. What? What? What?
Okay.
Yeah. Ruru, I haven't seen you in a while. Performative BS. He still shrank, and they had ops to get back in the game. Oh, opportunity to get back in the game. Yeah. Yeah. Wemby was pretty awful. Yeah, he was pretty awful. We really needed him this game. You know, what's funny, though, this is the funny thing. This shows how great Wemby is, because Shea also had a horrible game. And Shea has been horrible all series long. But his team is just so good that I don't think he get criticized, really, for how bad he's been. No one talks about it. They don't care. And that's the MVP.
That's not his MVP. Back-to-back MVP. Two times.
Back-to-back MVP, Finals MVP, and that's how he's performing like that. So I don't want to say Wemby's due for a bad one, because now at this point he's due for 3 bad ones. But he gotta step up, and he knows it. He knows it. We know it. Coaches know it. Players know it. We'll be all right. All right, let's. Did you want to stick around for the last segment, or?
What were you thinking?
I was just gonna look at what Mitch had to say, honestly.
You know what? I'll let you handle Mitch. I will let you handle Mitch. I'll be a viewer for Mitch. But yeah, my last thoughts are just that I do think we will win Game 6. I do think we'll get a best officiating crew that we've gotten yet for Game 7. And Victor just, man,
yeah,
Vic needs to be better, man. He has to. I don't know. It's a lot to ask of. It's a lot to ask of a guy that's only 22, but you've gotten us to this point.
He set the standard.
He set the standard.
He showed us what he's capable of, and the reason why we can be so disappointed in him is because of what he's already done. So, he set the standard. He knows he got to do better. But yeah.
All right, brother. I will catch you later.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. Maybe
don't let the loss burn you up too much, bro.
Nah. And after the next one, if you want to hop on again, we can do that. But
yeah, I'll be here.
Yeah, I might have to do a watch party, honestly, because I don't want people jumping off the ledge. Like, I might have to, man.
Yeah, you might have to be the decision. It's a responsible decision.
It's a responsible decision. I don't want people in an elimination game. I might need to be there for my people. Mm-hmm. But all right, man.
I'll talk to you later. You have a nice night, bro. Have a nice night, chat.
All right, man. You take care. Let me hop out of the Discord. All right. All right, guys. All right. Yes, watch party. I think I am, because what is it? Thursday? Yeah, we're going to have to do a watch party. We'll do a watch party Thursday. I'm going to crash out. Yeah, we'll do a watch party. We got to do a watch party. I don't want you guys freaking out. I want you to be okay. I want you to be safe. And unfortunately, elimination games are not fun. They're fun, but they're not fun. So I want to be there for you guys. And then obviously if we can make it to a Game 7, which we will, then we'll talk on that one as well. But yeah, we'll be there. I'll be there for you guys. All right. So let's just do a twofer here, man. Let's listen to Julian. Let's listen to Mitch. We'll see what those two guys have to say about this game. Before we do that, so these are my predictions for this upcoming joint we got. I got Wemby having more than 3 dunks. I got SGA having more than 6 assists because we're just going to be on him like a hawk. That's the only thing he can do is pass it out to his teammates. He's going to be so scared of us, so scared. I got Steph Castle having more than 17 points, and I have Fox having more than 14 points. That's what I'm rolling with. If you guys are interested, go check it out. Get $50 instantly on your first $5 lineup. Link in the description. Use promo code HMA if you want to get that deal. And if you feel like you can do it responsibly, it's available in multitude of different states, including Texas. So go check it out. Big shout out to Prize Picks. And yeah, link in my description. All right. Let's see here. Where is it? I always forget which tab I'm on. All right. We'll start with Mitch. Puppet Pal Mitch.
A little bit of everything in terms of we did not put ourselves in position enough to be successful on each possession. And so to beat a team of this caliber in their building, what's the stakes will need to be a lot better to give yourself a chance.
Mitch, how would you describe kind of the start your team had, and particularly the second quarter when you gave up 40?
Is he back? Please keep Yank and make banned. Oh, please ban that dude. Yeah. If there's people spamming in the chat just to get my attention, they're getting banned. Or at least I give them a shot. I give them a chance. But you're going to be on timeout for a while. But yeah, you can't just spam just to get my attention. And everything you're saying is just negative. Like negativity is just negative. Like we're already down, man. This should be a safe space for all of us, man. To vent without like getting pissed off at you or other people.
Yeah, just again, there were a lot of things that we were just in wrong positions or wrong coverages or poor decisions, which I'll have to go back and look at the film. Just felt like in the moment we'd been making consistently in this straightforward manner. And again, on a game like tonight, you give yourself no.
At times, it feels like we need a real point guard. I only say that. I think it's just because we're young, but I honestly say that because there were many times where the Spurs push the pace, and we settle for a shot early in the shot clock. And the issue is, I don't think we have like as quick processing sometimes. But when the crowd is extraordinarily loud and you're going by a certain pace and you might need to slow it down and work the game a little bit more, you're not going to shoot a 3-point or a shot behind the arc and it's worth 10 points. So you're going to have to just work the game. The Spurs, there were many times where Mitch Johnson attempted to call a play. They didn't even look over to the sidelines. They just went and took a shot. I mean, we shouldn't be taking pull-up threes to that extent. And it was just bad.
A chance if that's the level that you're going to play to consistently for the 48 minutes.
And just out of curiosity, the officials give you any kind of explanation for why you weren't able to get that challenge in that you were looking for?
Good question.
They just said they didn't see me.
Mitch,
can you believe, I know we already talked about this in the other segment, but can you believe that they miss a call? Mitch Johnson tries to get a challenge. And then they give him a tech for their fault for missing the call and also not hearing his challenge. You should be able to say whatever you want to a ref after they miss you, obviously, asking for a challenge. You should be able to get away with a lot. That was horrible. Officiating was so soft today. They were terrible. God awful. If you need a review, because I know whenever I upload this, it's probably gonna be a few days removed. So I think some people might. Let me see. Some people might miss it. Crap. Do I have it? Crap. Hold on. I'll show you. I'm gonna show you. I just started. I just started following them. Here it is. Rate the refs. Just a quick reminder of how bad the officiating was. When the Spurs were down by 20, they made a nice little run, started to get going. So that's in the second quarter. This one won't play for some reason. All right. So we had a goaltend that got missed. We had ball obviously off of Chet's foot that was missed. We tried to ask for a challenge. They wouldn't give it to us. And then we got a tech. So they gave them more free throws. Then we had a play in which it was obviously off on Hardenstein. And rather than the refs going to replay it just to make sure they got it right because they weren't sure, which I don't know how you're not sure when it's this obvious, they ended up calling a jump ball. You also had another play. Well, that's SGA flopping, not that one. I don't know if I just have it right off the bat. I don't have it right off the bat. But there was another play in which the ref was in the way of the play, and Steph Castle accidentally passed it to the ref. Yeah, here it is. So the ref is in the play. He should not be this close. Steph Castle, he says, sees silver and black. He assumes that it's one of ours. But no, it's the ref getting ready to shoot for us. So, yeah, a lot of stupid stuff happened in this game. A lot of stupid stuff.
How did you think Victor played? And can you do more to get him going?
We need to do more to get him going as far as getting him in position. But Vic was awful.
We're going to need to. He's got to.
And also, just throwing this out there, Vic left the locker room. What the heck? That's crazy. Left the locker room after the game.
Take more than 15 shots, even with the free throws. And, yeah, he's going to have to score more than 20 points for sure. And
so is that his aggression or game plan or combination of both?
Yeah, combination of both for sure. OKC did a good job. We got to do a better job. And that's, yeah, probably the easiest in terms of when you just surface level stuff that he'll definitely need to take more shots. But there's a lot of things all over the place where even when we had advantages and we just didn't make simple plays that take advantage of the opportunity in that possession. And
where is that reported? Oh, dang, I shouldn't just go off of chat, huh? We'll look it up after this. Allegedly. We'll look it up after.
In this type of game,
maybe that should be a different segment.
You got to be sure of everything you're doing in a very secure, mature way.
Coach, you often talk about not wanting to sacrifice the intensity of a stint. You'd rather sacrifice the length of it. At this point in the season, when, you want to have your best guys out there at all times, are you looking at ways to sort of create advantages or scheme for the exhaustion at all? Or is that something you're not looking at?
There's probably moments where you feel like the game can be in the balance or really crucial part of the game, I guess. Whether you're making a run or the other team's making a run. And sometimes that can supersede the typical rotation or what you're trying to do. But, there's an understanding that if we want these guys to play a certain way, they have to be able to have energy to do it. And so sometimes you just got to make a gut call on that in terms of, what that means in the moment and playing certain guys and then what the return on that could be.
Coach, OKC and Shea were able to generate many free throws compared to Game 4. What was the reason for you? Do you think it was the poor decisions you were talking about in terms of like discipline and defense?
Yeah, in the second quarter there for sure we had some times where fouls or not, we need to be more aware of when we're in the bonus. And so, they got some free throws where...
Dude, I couldn't, how hard it has to be to, be in the heat of the moment of a game. You lose. You're embarrassed. And then you have to come up here and, answer questions about it. I'm not saying they shouldn't have to do that. It's just, it's right after the game. I can only imagine adrenaline so high, and then you have to immediately go and talk about it. Yeah, I don't know.
They weren't in an advantage at that moment, or we weren't in a bad spot or out of position. And so you just got to understand, especially if you're on the perimeter and there's a lot of space around the overly physical stuff. If you give the ref the opportunity to call it, and now someone gets free throws.
Hey, let's not be toxic. No toxicity in the chat. But I will say, Larry said that only certain guys available for media. Vic was not selected tonight. Larry, come on, Larry. Yeah, let's be so for real. Come on now. Come on.
And didn't really have to work to get to that or get us in a spot where we were at a disadvantage.
I will say the Spurs protect players quite a bit. Like they'll like not have you go up there. Like I know they did that with Sohan. Like Sohan was not up there often when he wasn't getting enough playing time, or he didn't play as well. Like they didn't have him up there, but they have everyone else. But nah, come on.
You know, that's where numbers can get big for giving up points in a quarter.
Thank you.
All right. Oops.
Man, oh man.
That's low. Bro, when we got people like you saying he needs to be ashamed, and then you call for empathy, huh? What are you talking about? I don't sit here and say Wemby should be. Well, yeah, actually, I do think that Wemby should be upset with his performance, and I think he is upset with his performance. That's okay. Doesn't mean that Wemby's trash. Doesn't mean he's garbage. Doesn't mean I think people should start like absolutely bashing him. But he's a superstar. He set a high standard for himself. We all expected, at the very least. I wasn't necessarily expecting a Wemby 50-point game, 40-point game, but I expected an aggressive Wemby to shoot 20 plus shots. Right. That's what I assumed. That was bare minimum. I would have put money on that Wemby's going to shoot 25 shots in this game, 22 to 25 shots. But no, he wasn't as aggressive. The team didn't necessarily help with that. And yeah, he should be upset. Why wouldn't he be upset? He should reevaluate, how he can actually help, which is simplified. You just need to be more aggressive, man. So yeah. But also, yeah, I also don't think that he just wasn't selected. I don't know if that might be a little bit of copium on your part, Larry. I love you though.
It was
might be a little bit of copium. All right, let's see what.
And
Champagne's always pretty candid, so.
Yeah, we were a step late to a lot of stuff tonight.
I didn't even realize I had.
Julian, at this point in the season, feels like everybody's banged up and the level of exertion in this series is really high. How do you guys continue to create advantages for yourselves even when you're tired out there?
That's no excuse, honestly.
I don't think the Spurs seem that tired. Why did the journalists keep doing that? Why do they keep bringing that up?
Tired or not, everybody's tired. I bet all the guys and the other team are tired as well. So I don't really think that there's no excuse for that. I think that the coaches are doing a good job of putting us in positions to succeed. I think that we have to take care of the basketball. I think that we have to, fight the urge to give in to what our mind is telling us, and kind of play with our bodies, So I don't think that there's much of an excuse for it. We have to just be better.
Not the first time you guys have had a 20-point deficit or more and come back from it. When you find yourself in a position like that, how much has to go right, like exactly right, to come back from that? Do you guys find yourself almost walking on eggshells, like you can't miss this shot or I can't, mess up this read?
I don't think it has to be perfect. And the Spurs, like in an instant, changed that. Like we were down by 20, and it didn't take that long before we were down by 10. It can happen in an instant. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to get some stops. You make a few shots, but there's no. I think we rushed too many. There's no, like I said, 20-point shot, 10-point shot to get you back in the game.
We went down 20 in the third, so it's a lot.
Yeah, our rebounding was bad, Caps.
The time in a basketball game, especially an NBA game, guys get hot. Some guys miss shots. That's just the ebbs and flows of the game. You see it all the time when teams come back from 20. The Knicks did it. couple days ago against the Cavs in the fourth, like 7 minutes left. So it's not the impossible. I don't think Eric.
The Cavs are really bad, though, and they didn't make any adjustments, and they also didn't even double Jalen Brunson down the stretch, even though their coach said that they did, which they didn't if you go and look at the footage. And then also it was James Harden. 7 minutes left, down by 20 against the Thunder. You might be raps. We weren't dealing with that. It was in the third, but
Everything has to go perfect. I just think that you have to play harder and a little more desperate than the other team. So yeah.
Julian, is going to be the first kind of win or go home situation for you in the playoffs. How difficult it is to bounce back so quickly and to apprehend that kind of game where like elimination comes if you don't win it.
I don't know yet, honestly. I mean, we're not, we didn't play yet. We don't know what happened. Probably a question to ask me after the next game. But I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be ready to play next game. Obviously, it's a win or go home situation, so I'm 100% sure everybody will come to play.
What were you seeing tonight that kind of got your shots loosened up a little bit?
Nothing different than the other nights. Just shooting with confidence. Obviously, I haven't made shots in a little while, so just shooting with confidence, tell myself shots are going to go in, that they're going to be there. Take what they give me. A lot of drives tonight. They were giving me a lot of drives, so you just take them and just stay confident. Keep telling myself good things.
And individually, does a night like this maybe give you some momentum or an added confidence?
it is a good thing that he got going. So a few positives, even if they don't seem like it. He got going. Keldon got going. Those are two guys that we've seen struggle quite a bit. Dylan Harper is playing I can't say the word uncharacteristically. I always have trouble with that. Bad. He's playing pretty bad. Yeah, and I expect better out of him too. I feel like they'll get going.
Boost going into the next game.
Just stay positive. That's the only thing I'm telling myself in the next game. Because one game you could have 22, or in the next game you could have 0. It's just how it goes. So, just staying confident, staying positive, and doing whatever the team needs me to do to win.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, is that it? No, they had more, didn't they?
Thank you.
You're good.
So actually, you guys never played this far before, because the next game is like you have win or die, right? So is there any game in the past in this season you feel like you can just, borrow the experience, or just look back, say, oh, I can maybe get some experience from that and got the encouragement from that?
Probably the Cup game when we played Denver and OKC to go to the finals in the Cup. Just remember that and remember what it takes to, kind of be down, be on the road in one game and, a neutral site in the other game, but be down both games and come back and win a game. So taking experience from that, I think we could take that and just emulate, try and play as hard as we did there, here.
Really, Caps? Really, Caps? Oh, nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, Caps. Nah, man. Give me that. Give me that mod back. Yeah. Nah, you can't do that. Be on better. Be better. Be on better behavior. Maybe you can get it back. Come on, man. You can't do that. Anyways, I like what I like what they said. I like that Mitch Johnson basically said Wemby does have to be aggressive. Not necessarily, kind of calling him out. So says that he needs to play aggressive. Julian seems pretty confident, and I know that our boy Impeccable. I think he's in the chat right now. He told me, he said, oh, Julian Champagne said that they wanted it more. I don't think that was the context of that. That might have been like a somebody on Twitter taken it out of context, because I didn't get that. I didn't get that from what he said. Anywho. Let's see here. Let's see. Alright, you guys are wondering about the Wemby thing. Let me see. Where is the... I'm trying to find the thing. Okay. All right. So we got to talk about this as far as Wembanyama. There's a report here. I found where it came from because a lot of people were wondering where it came from, where it stemmed from. So we'll take a look at that. Just really quick. I don't know why my camera did that. Really quick. So this is what I got going into the next game. So shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring, obviously. But I got Vic having more than 3 dunks. I have SGA having more than 6 assists, more than 17 points from Castle, and more than 14 points from Fox. And that's more of a desperation thing on my end. Later, actually, I might just take that off. But that's what I'm going to roll with for now. If you guys are interested, please go check out Prize Picks. Link in the description. Use promo code HMA, and you'll receive $50 on your first $5 lineup. If you have the availability to do so and you feel like you can do it responsibly, please go check it out. It's available in a multitude of different states. All right, so here is what's been said. So as you guys know, we took a look at some press conferences, and Wemby was not to be seen. But it says here, this is Michael C. Wright, Victor Wembanyama was unavailable to speak with media after Game 5. A team spokesman said he just left the locker room. And then he went on to say, I don't know if there's something personal going on, but it's unfortunate Wembanyama chose to not address media after Game 5. So this is my initial reaction, okay? So this isn't me like sitting on it for some time or anything like that. Like my initial reaction, we heard about it. Now it's confirmed that that's what happened. I'm not crazy about the idea of a player, losing and not addressing media, obviously. Like I'm not, and I was trying to think of it if it was the other way around, right? Like if we beat, Shea and then he didn't address the media or whatever, I would be making fun of him. I mean, I'll just be honest, but that's me not liking OKC. That's me having a bias against them or whatever. But I would definitely be like, oh yeah, of course you don't do that. But I also don't want to be 100% disrespectful, only because, as you guys know, like we criticize Vic's performance in the cup game, the championship cup game, and just to find out, which actually I think I was pretty chill about it. But a lot of Spurs fans, rightfully so, I understood, were really upset with him, was saying some things, and then we found out that he lost like his grandma or whatever, right? So I'm not saying that, what's going on is he shouldn't address or he shouldn't say anything, but I don't know. It could be a situation where the Spurs also just said, hey, don't worry about it right now. Go do your thing. It could be, hey, he needs some time to himself because he's so frustrated with his own performance and he doesn't want to say something, that would get, in the headlines or whatever. I don't know. I have no clue. But I will say, as an overarching rule, now that can change depending on what the situation is. Overarching rule, overarching look, I'm not crazy and not happy with Vic not addressing the media, not saying anything, because it's just something that everyone has to do. Like Steph Castle has to do it, Julian had to do it, Mitch Johnson certainly has to do it, and if it happened on the other side of the fence, I would be sitting here like pointing my finger saying ha ha ha, So I understand if some people want to take this and create their own narratives with it, but that's the thing. I'm trying my best not to create a narrative with it, but overall I'm not crazy about it. And the weird thing about all of this, and I hate to be like this because usually I can just have an opinion right off the bat and just roll with it, but I think it really comes down to what happens next game, right? Like if we get a Wemby that's still not aggressive, not doing his thing, sure, sure. Then we can really look back on this and not be too fond of what he just did, right? But yeah, so, and here's another thing too. I don't think Wembanyama completely checked out of this game, right? I don't think that was the case. We saw Wemby. Hold on, let me see. Can I find? Nobody posted it. Wemby had his team in the huddle, and is this it? No, this ain't it. Okay, maybe I can't just find it. But you guys watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. Wembanyama had his team in the huddle. Mitch Johnson just allowed him to talk to the team, and you could just tell how engaged he was and how he really wanted them to everyone to get their act together. And then after that, we were down by 20. After that, we made a nice run and we got back in that thing. So I thought that was really great leadership by him, and everything that he's shown thus far has been a great leader. So I don't want to flip-flop and just say after this one instance that this means he's not a good leader or whatnot. But at the end of the day, every single superstar who have ever existed, every human being, which, I mean, I know he's an alien, but every human being that's existed has had flaws as far as something in their character, something that they do, something that you're not crazy about that could be a bad trait. I don't know if that's one of those right now. This is the first instance, in my opinion, maybe second instance, in my opinion, that I've seen Victor, maybe do something that's not very team friendly, right? Throwing the elbow would be one, which I understood that, and I think most Spurs fans just understood that one. That was crazy. And now it's this, not showing up to press after you lose a pivotal game 5 and you had a really poor performance. But it could be anything that could be going on. But I just want to say this: nobody's perfect. Every superstar that ever existed had their flaws. Maybe apart from Timmy, actually, now that I think about it. Was Tim Duncan the only perfect? What flaw did Timmy have? I don't think Timmy was like that great when it came to fans. Timmy was kind of a jerk with fans. You guys remember when he like flipped off like some random fan or whatever? Huh. It might literally be Timmy. Kobe had his toxicity. LeBron has his toxic moments where he'll kind of check out if his team is really playing like trash. He'll sit alone on the bench and everything, even though he's a great player. Shaq, oftentimes he just wouldn't take care of himself. Now I think about it, I feel like, I don't know. Jordan had toxic traits. He was punching teammates. He was out, at casinos, and yeah, he had some traits that got in the way of the team at times. Maybe it is Timmy. Tony Parker, he has some toxic traits for sure. I don't know. Do I have to get into the whole cheating on the wife with the other teammates' wife debacle? Yeah. Jordan was very toxic. Yeah. Maybe Tim Duncan literally is the only one. But who knows? Wemby is a great player. He's a phenomenal player. He's awesome. He's a great teammate. He's shown that he's a great teammate. I just don't want us to take this one instance and define his entire character from this, right? Let's wait. Let's see. Maybe we get some more information. But for right now, I'm not crazy about it. I'm not happy with it. And if this is just truly, I'm so frustrated and upset that I can't talk to media right now, then I guess it really does come down to what version of Wemby do I get in Game 6, If that's literally all it is, and we go into Game 6, and Wembanyama is still not being Wemby, and he's thinking too much and trying to make all these plays for teammates and not just taking over the game, then yeah, we can look back on this and be like, what the heck was that? Curry had issues. Oh, Steph Curry is another one that's kind of a perfect Star. But Steph Curry could lose his cool. 2016 lost his cool, took out his mouthpiece, got ejected from that game. Like Curry can definitely lose his cool. But he's another one that's kind of almost a perfect star, huh? That's a good point. Anyways, he's only 22. Let's just wait and see what happened. But that's my take right there. Let me see. Let me look through these super chats real quick. Let's see. Clan, if Wemby wanted your girl, are you still going to be a Spurs fan? What kind of question? Yeah. I'm a Spurs fan regardless. You know that, right? I'm a Spurs fan. I'm always a Spurs fan. Players come and go. I'm always a Spurs fan. We've had players on the team that I'm not crazy about, and I'm still a Spurs fan. Bro, Clan, I don't know what you're talking about. Tim Duncan got irritated. Yeah, Tim Duncan got irritated at times. He got irritated at times. He would do little stuff and get kicked out of games for laughing. I don't think getting mildly irritated or getting irritated in a game is like a huge flaw or anything. I don't recall Tim Duncan like throwing maybe this is just selective memory maybe, but I don't recall him throwing elbows to get kicked out of games or not showing up after a loss to talk in an interview. I don't know. In interviews too? Oh, okay. I don't know. It's okay. Not gonna get too angry. Anywho. Am I the only one that hates OKC? No, I hate them with a passion. Like, passionately hate them. I don't like that team. I respect how good they are, but I do not like them. I don't like how they dish out all the physicality and the punches that they want, but then on the opposite end, they're just flopping all over the place. I don't like that, bro. I don't like that. It's so irritating. Yeah, I saw Wemby bumping the chat. Knicks ain't winning no ring. I can show you many things of Timmy getting irritated at questions. Oh, yeah. Harrison texted me saying sorry to LeBron. Huh? Thanks for the super chat. Who is this? Because I have a friend named Harrison. You're not talking about my friend Harrison, right? Your military friend? Tyler? Analytically, we're the best team. We're the better team. Yeah, that was crazy that Atkins said that. Bingo. Oh, okay. Why did he say sorry? Text me saying sorry to LeBron. Why did he say sorry to LeBron? Have you watched the post game yet? Yeah, we literally just watched all of them. I'll upload them after the fact. Why'd he say? Because the flop in OKC makes LeBron look innocent. Oh, yeah. I ended up saying that. I was telling him, I was like, man, I owe LeBron an apology, bro. All that flopping. I was like, LeBron ain't that bad. Shoot, Manu Ginobili won this bad. Yeah, it was disgusting. Those flops were disgusting. We are the better team. I think that we have look, I think that the Thunder, this doesn't mean that you lose a series when I say this. I think the way the Thunder are constructed with the coaching, with their ability to just be whatever they need to be on any given night, with the experience that they have, I think that the Thunder are a better team. They have more depth. They can change up things whenever they need to. They're just overall better, I think. They're more efficient, but we don't have to be better. We don't have to have a better team than them. I think we got more talent in our starting lineup. We don't have to be a better team than them. We just have to be the better team for 2 more games. That's it. We don't have to overall be a better team than them. We just have to be the better team for 2 games. That's it. Oh, man, it's your birthday and you had to watch the Spurs lose. Happy birthday. I'm sorry. Yeah, Caruso didn't used to be this smug. Their team just seems so smug nowadays. Spurs are the better team. OKC plays better together. That's the dilemma. Okay. I think we got more talent in our starting lineup. I think they have more talent spread out. But when I say better team, I just mean they execute better. But I think we got the better superstar. I think we got the better second star. I think that we got it's like when our team, even if it's just a 8-man rotation, when our team is hitting on all cylinders, they are crazy great. But the Thunder were very scary in this game because we could have very easily lost by 30. That's just how good we are. Because when they started hitting, they started hitting. But yeah, we got to take care of business, man. They're less sloppy. Yeah. And that's why games like this, where every single thing is being called, is so infuriating and so difficult on us, because we do rely on our defense, and with defense comes a little bit of physicality. And when the refs are just going to be inconsistent with which game can be physical, which game can't, when you go into a game like this and you just breathe on SGA and it's a foul, then now our best quality, the thing that we're best at, just isn't showing up. And then you top of that with the fact that Wembanyama is just like playing really bad, and you got a recipe for a bad time. Leaving shooters wide open should be a hefty fine. We look confused like we did in Game 3. Yeah. Wemby showed he isn't a leader. Calm down. See, Caps, that's why your mod privileges, you're not on your best behavior right now. Caruso looks like my thumb. He looks like everyone's thumb. Caruso looks like a banana in pajama. Caps, how old are you? What you know about that? What you know about? How old are you? How old are you? I'm 34. Okay. Because that would not have been the first reference I thought of. I thought you were older for a second. What a crazy reference. What a crazy reference. Huh. Good reference. Bananas in pajamas. What was that girl? It was like one kid show where it was like this clown was like a girl and she was like a clown. I think I had a crush on her when I was a kid. What is that? What is that show? It's like clown kid show with clock. I don't know. Yeah, this. What is it? The Big Comfy Couch. Yeah. I don't know when this came out. The Big Comfy Couch. It is a popular 90s and 2000s. Okay. Oh, 1992 is when it first. It ended in 2013. What? I thought it would have ended in the 90s. You had a crush on a clown? This lady. Look kind of like Amanda Bynes. Goated show. I don't remember the show at all. I remember of it. I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember anything about this show. SGA is goated low key. I will ban you. What is that? It's like some kids show from the 90s. No, don't actually ban them. OKC already shot 45% in 2 games this series. This team is not like this. 90 shows are goats. Goosebumps. I enjoyed Goosebumps. Goosebumps was pretty scary. Oh, by the way, if you guys haven't, if you want a good movie to see to make you feel better after this monstrosity of a game, go see this. I know you've already heard about it. Yeah. Go see it. It's really great. It's really awesome. It's really great. It's really awesome. It's really great. Tackles on codependency, takes on becoming a predator, takes on male insecurity. It's awesome. At times it feels like a dark comedy. It's very scary. It's extraordinarily well acted. It's awesome. It's an awesome movie. Go watch it. Watch Power? What, you mean the show? Or the show Power? I watched it until I didn't. I got tired of it. Napoleon Dynamite is better than Obsession? Yeah. Go watch Obsession. Go see it. It's really great. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. Watching Backrooms. I think so. I think the next movie I'll go see is I Love Boosters. So I actually wasn't that interested in this movie initially. But I realized who was directing it. Like, first off, Lakeith Steinfeld. I'm not crazy about Keke Palmer. Lakeith Steinfeld. I love him. But I saw Boots Riley. I was like, wait a minute. That's the same guy who directed Sorry to Bother You. I have to see this now. So I gotta go see I Love Boosters. So I'll probably be seeing that next. He makes very weird movies. Clan be watching the Magic School Bus. The Magic School Bus. The Magic School Bus. That's like one of those shows, man. There's a lot of kids shows, informative kids shows that I don't think you really watched on your own. Like, nobody actually went home and watched that. That was just, they would play it at the end of the day, and you have fond memories of it because it's like, oh, I'm getting ready to go home and I'm watching a cartoon before I have to leave. Watch Love on the Spectrum. Everyone keeps saying that. Is it really that good? Logan, is it really that good? I might check it out. Everyone says that. I think the next show. Oh, what was the next show I was gonna watch? Ah, crap. What is it? I'm trying to remember what it's called. What is it called? Oh, Fargo. I seen the movie Fargo. I was gonna start watching the show Fargo, so I heard it was good. Let's see how that goes. Anyways, I will hop off. I'll give it to you guys later. Horrible loss, but I think what I'm gonna do is go live during this next one, unless something comes up and I absolutely can't. But that's the plan. Go live, and we'll talk about the game live. I would have to really be out of it to not do that. So we'll see how Thursday goes. Anyways, bye y'all. Have a great night. See you later.